Acha. First of all, I would like to thank God for giving me this opportunity, and then Dr. Bhavani, who is actually taken a personal interest in calling me here, and then they have already done a lot of homework about my career, and they give a big introduction about me. Thanks a lot for that, madam. And then all the delegates, thank you, sir. Thanks for being a part of this event. So I can see a lot of boys and girls, a lot of enthusiasm today, being here, and then having celebrating mood. I think you guys have come here to have fun and then have celebration and all that. See, today I'm just going to take a little time with you guys, speaking something about the leadership. Okay, you guys are all here having fun. It's all scenic today here. Scenic means what's happening. You're coming coming inside a movie, having a entertainment there, and then going out. Once you go out, you're going into a reality world. Am I right? So once you pass out, what are you going to do? You're getting into a reality world. So that is where all your challenges are starting. So can I just see how many of you are born leaders here? Can you raise your hands? Only few. Only few. No, why is that something hesitating you people that you are not a born leaders? Why? No. Do you know something? Everyone who is sitting here is a leader. Everyone who is sitting here is a leader. The leadership is built in, and you don't need to go and learn any courses or management courses to know what is the leadership. Okay? You're all are leaders. You're getting into a reality world where all the challenges are going to come, and you're going to face it from the first day that you're going to get into any kind of a corporate world. That is the day you'll feel the leadership in yourself. That is the day you're going to take up the challenges. Okay? So, prepare yourself to become a leader. Okay, this actually I'll share a small truth incident which has happened. You all know Dr. Abdul Kalam, right? How many of you feel that he is a mentor for you? Again, only few. Okay, one of his testimony he's actually shared. Okay, I'll just share one of his small testimony. Okay, in 1979, I was actually just 3 years old. Don't start calculating my age now. Listen to what I'm telling you. Okay, in 1979, okay, he was a project director and a mission director in ISRO. Okay, his job was to put SLV-3. You know what is SLV? Huh? Satellite launch vehicle. Okay, it's a satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3, that was supposed to be put on the orbit. Okay, and he was the project and the mission director. I'll tell you what happened. It's a very interesting incident which has happened. You guys have to listen to this. Okay, he was the project director. They are all set to launch this satellite. Okay, it was happening in Sriharikota. Everything is set. Countdown is started. T-3, T-2, T-1, T-30 seconds. Suddenly computer says, no, stop. Don't launch the satellite. Now, what should Abdul Kalam do? Everybody is watching him. Everybody is seeing, how the satellite is going to get launched, what is going to happen, and all that. Now, he has to take an immediate decision. Now, what happened? He had 6 other people, all, senior scientists and technicians around him. What he did is he asked them to check what is happening. They did some calculations and all that. There was some leakage in the control system and all that. What happened? They all did the calculation. They saw, how much is the fuel there, what can be oxidized, how much altitude that it can go. All these things they actually did a calculation, and they said, sir, everything is fine, we can go ahead. You know what Abdul Kalam ji did? He took all the risk and pressed the launch button. The satellite got launched, went into the first stage. The second stage, it turned around, straight went into the Bay of Bengal. So that was a failure. In 1979, the SLV-3 satellite launch was a failure. The second day morning, his boss, who happens to be the chairman, Mr. Satish Dhawan. I don't know how many of you have heard about him. Mr. Satish Dhawan, he was the chairman of ISRO. He came to his hotel room and said, "Come, we are already tired doing all this, so many things. Come, let us go and address the press meet." Abdul Kalam ji started getting more nervous about it, and then he said, "Arey, come on, I have to hear a lot of criticism. More than 1,000 people worked on this project, and then it took about 10 years for us to innovate this SLV3. Now it is all gone into Bay of Bengal. How can I go and address this press meet?" He was all having a nervous. But Dr. Satish Dhawan, he is a professor, Professor Satish Dhawan, he took over the press meet and he said, "Yes, we have a failure, but success is not far. We're going to come back very soon." And he also appreciated all the technologists, the scientists, everybody there who are present in that dais. And then he said, "Everybody has done a fantastic work, but of course, there is failure. We acknowledge there is a failure. So failures are going to come. You will never know when it is going to come. But being a leader, it is a challenge that you need to take up that kind of failure and see to that you go positively." And then I'll tell you what happened. The very next year, in July 1980, SLV3 was successfully launched. And on that day, Professor Satish Dhawan asked Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam to go and address the press meet. That means when the failure has come, the leader is taking all the blame, and when the success is come, the subordinates are asked him to go and address the press meet. See, that is the kind of leadership qualities that is actually required by everyone here. So what is the leadership? Why are you so scared about leadership? When I asked who are all the born leaders here, I could hardly see anybody raising their hands. See, leadership is nothing but something that is inbuilt. It is like a processor which is already God has built in you. There's nothing that you're going to go and learn in any management or anything. It is something that I'll just share some 10 of major leadership qualities that actually which you can adopt it by yourself, where you can be more successful. Okay. So the rule one says, listen to your team. You have to listen to your team. Now, Mr. Vittal was telling, when we are playing a cricket, so you have to actually have a team. Are you going to listen to your team or not? Yes, you're going to listen to your team. Because if somebody says, if the captain says, "No, you don't bowl now, somebody else is going to bowl," are you going to listen to your captain or not? Yes. So that has to be there. These are the leadership qualities are there, very basic ones. There are hundreds of leadership qualities. I'm just telling you 10 of them. Okay, you should be very humble and have patience. Do you want to go for classes to learn humble and patience? I'm asking you guys. And you have to be more innovative. You can be innovative, no? Yeah, you can do a lot of things. Not by playing in the mobile and all that. So you can do a lot of things. Okay? And then you should be open-minded. When you are open-minded, you get a lot of things in your mind where you can go and achieve a lot of things. Okay? And the fifth one is you should have a good communication skills. You should communicate so efficiently that other people are able to understand what I'm communicating. Now what I'm communicating, are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
So that has to be the skill. Okay? And then they should talk less. I think I'm talking more now. Okay? You should talk less and then think positive. And you should make a right decision at the right moment. So that is something is very, very, very important. To be a leader, you have to take a right decision at the right time. Okay? And the other things are, you should be accountability for what you have been doing. Because everything that you do, finally, there is some kind of a justification that has to be seen for that. So you have to be accountable for whatever you are doing. You should be an example. You should be an example. You should have that passion to do a lot of things. Like Mr. Vittal, if he did not had a passion to start this particular company, today he would have not been a 100 crore company. Am I right? So that passion has brought him till here. So that is the passion that you should have. If you had felt that, no, what is this phenyl? Why should I sell a phenyl and a broomstick? It's so important today that without phenyl and broomstick you cannot actually live. So that is how, you have to give value for what you are doing, and you should be more passionate about what you are doing. Okay? And last is, when you have built entire team, start identifying the mentors in your team. Because the next generation has to take over. The next generation like you, who are most essential for our nation, has to take over things and then lead the nation. So that is the qualities of the leadership. To learn all this leadership, do you need to go to any management skills or management school? All this can be built in, right? You can adopt it. You can adopt it in your daily life. You can start learning. You can start adapting it in your daily life, and then slowly, you might not be used to it. There are certain things that you slowly get adapted, and then you can actually practice it, and then start implementing in your life. Then you will definitely become a leader. By hearing all this, how many of you can become a born leader now, or how many of you can become a leader? Can you show me? Oh, that's great. That's great. That's the spirit. Okay, I will not take much of time. I'll just close my speech with one more small example, and then again another true incident what has happened. How many of you heard about Mr. Alan Mulally? Alan Mulally? Have you heard about Boeing aircraft? Boeing 727, 737, 747, 777. Okay, he was the vice president there, and he was a technical guy who worked there for almost 35 years. After 35 years of his experience in Boeing, the managing director of Ford, General Motors, you have heard about General Motors, Ford? Yes. So General Motors Ford managing director called him and asked him to become the CEO in Ford. Due to a lot of recession in US, Ford was minus 17 billion at that time. Minus 17 billion. Okay? That is the time this person came and took over the responsibility of being a CEO of this company. When he was straight brought to the dais and to the press meet, the press people asked him, "Sir, you have served all these years in the airline industry, and how come you are coming into an automobile industry?" You know what Alan Mulally has told? There are more than 5 lakh spare parts in an aircraft, and the aircraft that we build is still safely flying in the air. There are only 20,000 spare parts in a car, and that too that runs on a road. Why should I be bothered? I can still manage it. So that's the spirit of the leadership. So the leadership is something which is very important for you guys. Please start adopting the leadership, because you are the guys who are going to take over this country. You are the guys who is going to be taking all the responsibilities for the growth of the secularism in the country. Okay, wish you all the best. Have a great time today and have a great career. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Now I request